Data reveals that Disney shouldn't have canceled The Acolyte Season 2. Newly released viewership data suggests that The Acolyte was more successful than previous reports claimed, calling its cancellation into question. After the Star Wars prequel series was dropped by Disney+, Luminate Data published metrics indicating that the show's viewers had dropped off consistently after its premiere, which would explain its cancellation despite the widespread praise for The Acolyte on social media. Now, I don't know about you guys, I have not seen much widespread praise about the Acolyte at all. All I've seen is people dogging on it. Of course, there are some outliers here and there that did like it and say that they want it to be renewed, but for the most part, I have seen nothing but just genuine hatred for The Acolyte. However, new third-party data from Parrot Analytics took a more comprehensive look at the show's reception over time with very different results. Since it was published this weekend, fans are wondering if there still might be hope for the show to be revived. The Acolyte is the first Star Wars series to be canceled in the Disney Plus era, rightfully so. It broke fans' hearts at the time, I don't really think it did, and many questioned whether it was an objective decision or it might have been influenced by a review bombing campaign and a racist commentary on a social media. Parrot's new data, publicized this weekend by The Hollywood Reporter, brought these kinds of questions back to the forefront. The new report accounts for viewership on Disney Plus itself, as well as activity on other platforms online, including search engines, social media, wikis, and forums. All of this contributed to an overall metric labeled demand, and found that The Acolyte was the second most trending series on Disney Plus in the first week of this month. That's a remarkable amount of staying power considering that the show premiered in June of 2024 and was canceled in August. So, in my opinion here, I'm wondering if, since it's just coming off of search engines and wikis and forums and social media in general, I think that they're probably taking the good and the bad and adding it to that demand metric. So what I'm seeing is if I go on Twitter and say The Acolyte was a bad show, Parrot Media or Parrot Insights, the company that's tracking this, is taking that as demand for The Acolyte, just because there's such a high search rate for it or because someone is talking about it. So I don't think this is going to tell us how many people didn't like it versus did like it, or the real demand for the show. I think it's just showing how trending the words The Acolyte are on social media. This level of demand places The Acolyte in an elite category, illustrating the show's potential not just for viewership, but also for valuable insights that can inform content decisions, acquisitions, and distribution strategies, the report reads. And this is a big problem with big companies like Disney, is they'll take things like this, these demand places and levels, and they will use it for potential for content decisions and acquisitions and things like that, which makes sense because whatever's trending is whatever's popular, and that's what they want, is they want people to click on the show. They don't really care if you watch the show 800 times, but as long as you click on it and tweet something bad or positive about it, they don't care what you tweet. As long as you get it trending, then it's good for Disney. So that's a big problem here, is taking what fans want or don't want and using that to make your decisions moving forward with Star Wars shows. I think that's a big problem with companies like Disney. They see people like me saying I didn't really like The Acolyte, and a lot of people saying that, and they don't take it into consideration. What they do take into consideration is the drama that it sprouts, and then they continue to make shows based off of that drama. That's just how I see it as a spectator. Again, I love Star Wars, and I do love Disney. I think Disney has some great stuff, and always has, like pioneers in the industry by far. But Disney, Star Wars paired together just was not meant to be. I just don't think it was meant to be. He goes on to say fans may take some hope from this report, but there's still nothing concrete behind it. The Acolyte is officially canceled, and Disney has given no hints that it will be revived. You can stream the first and only season now on Disney+. So personally, to me, this looks like a lot of damage control here for The Acolyte not being a good show. I think at face value, most of us can say it was not a great show. It doesn't matter if it's Star Wars or if it's not Star Wars. Overall, it was not a great show, and I think a lot of people can agree on that. But I think Disney's doing a lot of this damage control with articles lately, especially with the rumors of Kathleen Kennedy retiring. There's a lot there and a lot to back up the claim that she's retiring, even though she basically said so herself, that she's looking for a replacement. But then her and Daisy Ridley go and do interviews basically not backing up the claim and saying that Kathleen's going to be there forever and she's helping with the new Rey movie. So it's very interesting to see these little reports come out in favor for Disney, because I think the average person is not rooting for Disney Star Wars. I think the average person wants change. And it looks like Disney is having these just articles written up. I don't know how much they're paying this guy Michael here, but it sounds like they're paying him quite a bit of money to say some really nice things about Disney. And, you know, they knew this was going to spark up some drama. Michael knew that as well. Maybe he needs a breakthrough article, but they knew this would spark up drama, and that's what gets this show being talked about. Now Parrot Insights has even more to back up their demand claim by saying people are talking about the show a lot. So, in my opinion, I don't think the show should come back. I think they should keep it canceled, keep the first season up for people that do want to watch it, because there are people that do like it. I'm not one of them, but there are people out there that genuinely enjoyed it. And I think keep the first season up, let people watch it, but we just can leave it right there. We don't need any more with Plagueis or Yoda in this show. I think exploring them in the High Republic era would be cool, but not in this show specifically. Let's keep Yoda away. Let's keep Plagueis away. And this should have just been the Chimere and May show, to be honest. And Soul. I love Soul too. But yeah, that should have just stayed that, in my opinion. But that's all I really have to say. I mean, let me know what you guys think. If you guys want the show to come back for season 2, you know, I'm not a hater by any means. I don't understand it personally, and you don't have to explain why you want the show to come back. But just personally, I do not want to see this show come back at all.